Hello, everybody, and welcome to Lattes on My Mind.
I'm Hannah.
And I'm Felina. What are we talking about today?
A little surprise. We're talking about the Great Molasses Flood.
Ooh, sounds sticky.
I know, it quite is. So grab those lattes and join us for the journey.
How the heck have you been, Hannah?
I'm jealous.
You're jealous.
Marshall said he was watching some documentary about food conspiracy.
He was.
And I want to know about it. I saw pigs running around.
Listen, here's the thing. All I know about it is I walked in and I was like, oh, are you watching? Two dudes watching a conspiracy about food? And they were like, yeah. And then I brought the laundry upstairs and then I came back out and there was a hole cut in a cow and it was leaking fluid.
Oh, I'm sorry, what? Ew, leaking fluid.
Yeah, like they had cut a hole in a cow and then they put like this
Okay, I don't want to watch this documentary.
plastic thing, and I don't know if it showed them cutting the hole.
Oh, okay.
But it showed like this plastic thing that kept it open so they could like look into the cow and see it.
So they were doing like
insides.
a surgery.
And no. It was just standing there like that, and then it just started leaking fluid, and I was like, "I'm out."
Okay,
I'm
no,
out.
I take everything back. I'm not jealous. I did not want to watch this documentary. Just when he said it was a food documentary with conspiracies, it sounded interesting, but I don't want to see no liquid leaking out of a cow. I would probably cry.
And they like included the audio too. And
Oh, bro,
I was like,
was this rated PG?
I don't know.
Because I cannot be watching this.
I don't know. Also, another thing about Marshall, he told me this morning, he goes, I might have a podcast episode that I'd be willing to come on and do.
Oh, he hasn't done that yet.
I said,
what is that?
Really? I said, we're recording today. Come on. He goes, no, I haven't done enough research. I said, okay. All right.
He's not going to tell?
No.
Or do you not want to reveal yet?
I can't remember.
Oh, okay.
It's something about Kellogg's and it's
so food conspiracy.
Another food conspiracy.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm interested.
Although I don't think it's a conspiracy. I think it's like actually real. And
Oh, so they're just like doing something screwed up.
Well,
kind of like glitter.
Kind of like glitter.
Well, it's not like, okay, so the conspiracy is not confirmed, but like there's something fishy going on.
No, it's not even a conspiracy.
Oh, so it's just straight up fact.
It's just straight up fact.
Okay, well
it's just straight up dropping some knowledge on y'all.
It's just straight up dropping some knowledge.
Yeah.
I see. How interesting. Interesting.
You know what else is food related?
What is that?
Molasses.
Molasses is so food related.
It is.
I had never heard about this. Have you ever heard this?
No, and also I didn't know what Hannah's topic was until we sat down to start recording, and I was like, "What even is your topic? You haven't told me."
And
yet.
I said the Great Molasses Flood. And
I said, "Oh." I said, I'm gonna scoop it up.
I'm gonna scoop it up.
I said, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna scoop it up.
No, I don't know how I have gone through life without knowing about this.
Sounds delicious. Well, I don't know how I went through life without knowing there was an ostrich war in Australia. An emu war in Australia.
You're going to offend the Australians. Are there ostriches also?
That technically was never won. So technically, the emus are reigning Australia.
The emus are in charge, indeed. Yeah. There was something else that we didn't know about that we learned about. We've learned a lot of things on this podcast, guys.
Meat can fall from the sky.
Yes, the meat shower. That's what I was thinking of when I did this one.
Yeah.
Because just wild stuff. But this one we like know what it is. But today we talk, Felina.
Today we discuss.
I'm setting the scene. Not really. But today we talk about it. Boston's Great Molasses Flood. And here's the thing. Boston, Massachusetts. Right?
Massachusetts, yeah.
Massachusetts again, Felina.
What happened in Massachusetts?
Felina.
Hannah.
The vampire scare. Lizzie Borden.
Oh, yeah.
Salem witch trials.
Yes.
And the molasses flood. And I said...
Wait, wasn't the balloons in Massachusetts too? Wasn't that in Boston as well?
I thought that was in like Ohio.
No.
Where was the balloon?
The balloons were not in Ohio.
Ohio, because they flew Ohio.
Ohio.
It's a bad joke. I'm sorry.
Balloon
Where was the
disaster?
I thought there was like a river. I don't think
Cleveland.
Cleveland.
You're right. It was Ohio.
Okay. Yeah,
That's my bad.
No, you're fine.
Sorry.
But there's so much stuff that happens. Boston is in Massachusetts, right?
Massachusetts, what y'all doing over there?
Yeah, they just have so much stuff going on.
Massachusetts, y'all need to chill out.
Well, with a name like Massachusetts.
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 They're just upset because their name is weird.
Yeah.
And they all
I
have
always get a
funny
little
accents.
confused. They all have funny accents. Hey, I think they think the same thing about Southern people, for real. So it's January 15th, Felina, which is funny because we're 4 days away from the 15th. And I was like, dang it, I just missed it.
Oh, darn.
But it's January 15th.
I mean, you can release this first if you want to.
No, that's okay. But then we're going to throw ourselves off. Wait, or did you release the last one, though?
I don't remember. What
Anyway,
was
guys.
the last one we did? The Christmas cookies?
Yeah, Christmas cookies. That might have been supposed to be my... No, because I did Togo.
So, and then I did Christmas
Oh, wait,
cookies.
yeah.
So maybe it is your...
Maybe it is. Well, we were starting the year with you, but here we are.
Here we are.
Anyway, there's this tank in Boston, Felina.
Yes.
Located near the railroad tracks, one might say.
Not the railroad.
Okay,
tracks.
it was constructed 4 years before, in 1915, by a company entitled Purity Distilling Company. Okay?
Okay.
Pure. Remember that.
Pure molasses.
And
I feel like it's
pure
not
molasses.
pure. I feel like maybe some people got sick.
No, that's not what this is about. Just wait.
Oh, O'Reilly.
Auto parts. But they're owned by this company called the United States Industrial Alcohol Company. Okay, so an alcohol company owns this. So this tank, Felina, what are you picturing when I say a tank?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I know this isn't it, but every time you say tank, I'm like army tank.
Army tank. Yes.
No, but in all actuality, I'm thinking like
it's a tank,
almost like
molasses.
a silo.
Yeah. So it's like a big guy. It's 50 feet tall, 90 feet wide.
Oh,
okay.
The sinistry, babe.
It's huge, and it can hold 2.3 million gallons of molasses, Felina.
Who needs that much molasses?
An alcohol company.
Why?
Now, this molasses, I'll tell you. Molasses, this is industrial grade, okay? So, essentially, molasses is used, so you ferment it and you can use it to make rum. Okay? That's one of the uses, but I'll tell you another use in just a second, okay?
Okay.
Supposedly, I heard in one of the things I read, one of the things I watched, whatever, that the person who overlooked the construction of this tank was apparently an accountant. You know that usually an architect, perhaps, or engineers, perhaps, should be overlooking a building project, not an accountant, right? Correct.
Overlooking the project, like
I think he was like, I don't know if he was designing it, but they put him in charge, I think. So I don't know if he was just like telling the people what to do, or like he decided like, yeah, this looks good, these plans, or if he designed it. I'm not quite sure.
Okay.
But regardless,
because it could be like the company put him in charge of it, and so everybody like was like, hey, we need to do this, and I think we should design it like this and do that, and then
perhaps
he was just like, yeah,
okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
And then really maybe the people who were building it didn't know what they were doing. I bet he was just trusting them. I don't know.
Maybe
it whatever it was, the person that they put in charge didn't really know what they were doing. Apparently the walls of this tank were not even an inch thick. Okay.
An inch.
And remember, this is 50 feet tall.
Ooh.
And 90 feet wide. So I would think that you would want something a little bit thicker. But apparently the steel that they used to create the tank also didn't have enough, like, it's called, is it manganese? I don't know. It's something in steel. It's like one of the chemicals, one of the elements, whatever, that goes in it. But apparently it wasn't like, it was either too much or it wasn't enough. One of those. And because of this, it made the steel brittle. So these are not two good combos.
We don't want brittle steel.
We don't want brittle steel.
So would it like chip off into the molasses?
That's what I would think so. Like I would think that because like I'll tell you a little bit later, but I don't think that it would have not. It had to have like chip off. Like there's no way, right?
Yeah.
I'll tell you later about some of the stuff, but essentially, what they would do is they would bring in a shipment of molasses from the Caribbean, okay, into the city because the Caribbean, sugarcane, and the best kind of molasses, etc.
Captain Jack.
Right. Captain Jack brought the molasses from the Caribbean. So they kept it in the tank, and then they would ship it off when needed by train to distilleries because they would be using this to make rum and such.
Yeah.
Yes. Also, this is like right after World War I. Just keep that in mind. But America primarily used molasses as their sweetener before World War I. Okay, so it wasn't just like table sugar or granulated sugar, whatever we call it. It was molasses.
Honey. It was molasses.
Yeah, which I think is probably. I mean, it's still sugar, but I feel like molasses might be a little. I don't know. Better. I don't think so. It might
Less
just be sweet. Well, molasses is pretty sweet, isn't it? Well,
but
usually
I feel
you
like
add
there's
sugar.
a little bit of a bitterness.
Yeah, there is kind of I guess if you
it as
just
well.
ate molasses, that'd be a little weird.
Yeah.
I wonder what that tastes like though, because I wonder, like, I'm sure if they use it as a sweetener, like where they just put it like in their coffee and their tea, I wonder what that would taste like.
I don't know.
But this is what they used. And also, Felina, the
Yes, Hannah.
United States, I'm using your name a lot.
You
I don't
are.
really
You
know
said
what.
Felina like 20 times.
Let me tell you, Felina. I just Felina.
She's trying to keep my attention.
Yes, I am. Like, sometimes she doesn't stay focused, guys. And
I stay focused. Here's the thing. If I'm looking away, I'm still listening.
are you though?
Yes.
Or are you thinking about the possum that's up there?
No.
Because I have noticed that he is looking directly at me this whole time. And I've kind of been like, what is going on? Has he been up there this whole time?
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
The whole time we've been doing this podcast?
Yeah.
How did I just notice him?
He may have gotten turned.
He's turned, guys. He is sitting. There's this pole, like this
It's
little
a
pole stand.
speaker
It's a speaker
stand.
stand, but it's like a little, like, you know. Yeah, it's a pole. I've never seen speakers on these, by the way. It's a pole with a speaker on top, and there is a stuffed animal possum or a possum. I don't know. I don't know if they're different. That always confuses me.
What? A possum?
A possum or opossum, like the one.
They're the same.
They're the same. Okay, that's what I thought.
Technically, it's an opossum, but nobody pronounces it
yeah.
opossum. Everybody says possum around
yeah.
these parts.
Around these parts. He's staring right at me.
Yeah. There's also a King Kong above you.
I think I've seen him before,
Hanging
which is
off the
crazy
TV.
because he's up here and this one's staring right at me. And
I think he may have been angled more
I think
that
he was
way before.
because the whole time I've been kind of like, why is this possum staring at me? Anyway, wow.
He wants the molasses.
Now I'm getting distracted.
He's intrigued.
He's intrigued. Ugh, I have some bad news for you, possum. It's not what it's not what it seems.
Molasses.
You don't want this molasses. So anyway, the USIA, which is the alcohol company that owns Purity Distilling, they apparently use this molasses in wartime gunpowder because
Why?
molasses can distill into ethanol, alcohol, which apparently you can use for making gunpowder and weapons. Don't know how. I am no scientist.
It's so interesting what they
I know.
use.
I'm like, they used molasses for. I know. I read
Maybe
it. I was
there's
like, they use-
glitter.
yeah, maybe there's glitter in it. That's why I was like, they use molasses in gunpowder, and then they like explained, oh, you can ferment it into alcohol, which is why you do it with rum. Like that's how they make rum too. Is they like ferment the molasses and it turns into rum or whatever. Well, it doesn't
You
just
need
turn
alcohol to make gunpowder?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that's true.
Right.
But it's ethanol, so that's like rubbing alcohol, right?
Yeah.
I think, right?
Yeah.
Or like the majority of what rubbing alcohol is. So I didn't even know. I don't know. How do you make gunpowder? I thought it was just this dry crap.
All I know about rubbing alcohol is if you have paint on your tile flooring, you can just put some rubbing alcohol on it and then like scrape it off with one of those like wire brush thingies.
Felina,
in
I
a
have
circular motion and then wipe it away.
I have something to tell you about this. I have something to tell you about this because you told me this. You can use it on your floors. And I did this, and Wesley was not happy with me because I was using it on the wood floors because I thought you could use it on the wood floors.
You can.
Apparently, according to Wesley, you cannot because he's like, that's going to scrape off the protective layering that is on the wood.
Yeah,
so
you have a coating on your wood floors.
Well, I was using it. I wasn't using it on our new floor. I was using it on like the hardwood floor that's like came with the house. And it seemed like, I guess, I don't know.
Yeah, we have
But
a
I was
protective
like,
coating
well,
on
Felina
ours
said.
too. We have a protective.
Well,
Yeah, we have a protective coating on the ones upstairs, and we did not realize that the alcohol would cut through it, and then it did. And
Oh,
so then we
okay.
had to take the protective coating off. So, like, if you're in our kitchen, there's like like a square of it is like dull, and then the rest of it's shiny.
I don't actually think that it took it off. But like now I've figured out that a magic eraser can take it off. You just have to scrub harder.
Well, if it's fresh. We had a bunch of paint.
I got some that was like not fresh off.
So we had a bunch of paint on these tile floors that were like all kinds of different colors from the previous people who lived here, and they were not coming off for anything.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, maybe it was like well, let me tell you, our paint sucks. We got like the best kind of paint too is the blue paint. For some reason, the blue paint, like the gray paint is the same exact kind of paint. We have no issues with it. If you hit the blue one in a wrong manner, it chips off. Like, I'm like, what in
Where? What room?
Well, all rooms.
Really?
All God's rooms. All God's creatures.
All God's children.
But like, there's one it did it in the living room. It's done it in the hallway. But granted, Wesley hit the wall with quarter round. So it naturally just dented it.
Yeah.
And then, well, Sky scrapes the door and it comes off super easy because she'll jump up and claw it. But that's why we put a gate there so she can't get to our door.
Yeah.
But like, it just comes off really easily.
Interesting.
I don't know
it was
what,
like in the bathroom. I was like, well, maybe the humidity.
No. The bathroom's gray. So like, yeah, which I'm about to paint. Sorry guys, I know this is way off topic. Don't worry. We'll get back to it. But I have now like the correct cabinet paint for the bathroom one. So I'm hoping it'll be fine.
I mean the correct bathroom.
Well,
cabinet.
okay. So we thought, according to Wesley, that we could just paint the cabinets with the regular paint that we got.
In the bathroom?
No, in the kitchen.
Oh.
Apparently you cannot.
What do you mean
You need
can't?
special cabinet paint. I don't know. When I painted it, it left streaks like after so many coats. And I don't know if it was just the brush I was using or what, but apparently if you do use regular paint on cabinets, it often leaves streaks. So
I thought you guys got a spray gun to
do the doors, but we haven't done those yet. But like
Okay.
I had to paint, like hand paint the ones that are up.
Yeah.
So, and now we apparently have to wait till the spring, according to Wesley, to do the doors and things like that because it's too cold to do it outside and for them to
Yeah,
dry
it won't
properly
dry
or something
properly.
like that. So
Yeah.
there's that. But anyway, back to the alcohol. Now, Felina. Boston
Hannah.
residents were no fools.
No.
They were no fools.
No, they were not.
They were aware that the tank was leaky, and it had been like since the first day they built the thing. Like it was leaking out of the seams and such. Yes, so they could see the
So
molasses.
they're losing molasses.
They're losing molasses.
That's like gold, liquid gold.
Really at that time. And here's the thing: is like I think that I heard somewhere too. Like this is just after World War I, so they started putting like prohibition was starting. So like the like sugar that you would like molasses to like make alcohol was like more high demand, kind of like.
Yeah.
Because you know it started to become like a thing that
Because
like,
they made it illegal, but everybody still did it
everyone,
anyways.
yeah, everyone wanted it still. So this stuff is probably not cheap, but apparently like kids would, you know, like get little buckets and collect it. Like adults would pass by and like fill cups up with it. Like
Yeah.
they knew it was happening. They're like, well, might as well
Might as well
get a little bit of that
advantage.
molasses. Yeah. So, and obviously probably during this time, like they had built this, like, I'm going to note this real quick. They had built this in like the industrial part of town, like by like the poor's houses,
Yes.
essentially,
Yeah.
by the railroad tracks. Which apparently like now you can't do that. You can't build like that kind of thing in a residential neighborhood. You can't do it. Like that's, you know, it's just not safe. But they didn't care. It's 1919.
They said, oh, we'll do what we want to do.
We will do what we want. So because the residents in Boston knew that this was happening, they like obviously fussed about it. Like the molasses is like leaking out of this tank. Like that's not great. So what does Purity Distilling Company do, Felina?
They patch the tank.
They recaulk some of the big cracks, and then they decide to paint the tank brown so that you can't see the molasses seeping out.
Didn't paint have lead in it at this point?
Probably, yeah. Probably. So let's put some lead on that too. And then, oh my gosh, can you imagine?
Let's have some metal chipping into it,
Yeah.
and then let's also have some
Lead.
like some steel also
Yeah.
in there.
Steel
then,
and lead.
And then like we'll caulk it. So
Yeah.
like let's contaminate it further. Why not?
That sounds pretty disgusting.
Yeah.
Now, Felina.
Hannah.
It was unusually nice weather for January on this day. And we've had
Kinda
some
like
of those. Yeah.
yesterday.
Like yesterday. And then today is literally 30 degrees. And especially for Boston at this time. Okay. Like reached up to like 40 degrees or something like that. And usually it's like pretty cold. Or it might have been like 50 degrees, something like that.
I don't in Boston.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't write it down. But we have to think also, this is like right by the harbor. So like they're
So
bringing
they got
in
that
things.
sea breeze.
They got that sea breeze. It's chilly, but today was nice. Okay. Today, as in January 15th, 15th or 19th? No, 15th,
You said
1919.
15th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So many people were out and about, right? Because it was nicer weather. People were working, whatever. There was this rumbling noise to start with. Okay. They heard this.
A rumbling in the tummy.
Yes. And at first they're like, whatever. it's a train because it was right by the like it's like there's like a raised railroad track by like when it's on those what are those called,
those
like
beams.
The beams and such. So they thought it was just a train, and there was like I don't know, there's like banging or noises almost like that, something like gunshots from
it's the molasses tank.
Yes, it's the molasses tank.
No.
From the rivets. Like apparently the rivets like popped and like it made like a gunshot noise because like the rivets apparently were not made correctly either.
No.
Nothing was made correctly. So also they think there's like debate like it wasn't because of this, but obviously the weather change that day was significant. Okay, so that's one factor. And
it was like, cold and then it got warm.
It was cold and it got really warm.
Yeah.
In addition, a shipment of said molasses had just come into Boston and was put in the tank, and it was like 600,000 gallons. Okay, Jesus. And it was
600 gallons,
600,000 gallons. Felina.
Oh my god,
600,000 gallons. And here's the thing: apparently, I read somewhere too, like that they actually like warm it, like when they transfer it, because like it like thins it or something like that.
Yeah,
so
it makes it easier to pour out,
to pour into. So like. The molasses going in is warmer than the molasses in the tank. So there's cold molasses in the tank and they pour the hot molasses on top. Okay. Now,
hot or warm?
Warm, probably at this point, but like warmer than whatever I don't know what temperature it was, but warmer than obviously the molasses that was in the tank. I don't think it was like piping hot. I think it was just warm.
Yeah. And
they put it in the cold. So it just supposedly. What?
Temperature.
Discrepancies?
Thank you.
Oh, okay. Temperature discrepancies in the molasses tank.
Yes.
Now, some people think because of this, the molasses, because of the temperature, like contrasting, whatever, it caused it to ferment faster, which like built pressure as well. Causing the tank to burst. Felina.
So 600,000 was put in. How much was already in it?
The whole tank holds 2.3 million.
Oh, 2.3
so there's 2.3 million. So they topped it off. So I think it was completely full. So
2.3 million gallons of molasses.
I can't even imagine. I was like, first of all, when I first started reading about this, I was like, what do you mean a molasses flood? Because I never have heard of this much molasses in one location. I did not know that you needed this big of a tank of molasses. But if that's your primary sweetener at the time, and like also to make alcohol and make gunpowder right after World War I. I mean, I guess you're like, what, stocking up on it? I don't know.
My confusion is why they didn't put it in two separate tanks.
Yeah, or like several.
Yeah, like split it up.
I don't know, Felina.
I don't know either.
It's a good question for them.
2.3 million gallons of molasses flooded the neighborhood. This is why they're no longer allowed to do it in a residential area.
Yes, this is exactly.
They had to pay all the damages.
Right, exactly.
I'd be out there. I'd be taking gallon-sized buckets and I'd just be scooping it up.
No, Felina.
Like, we gonna make all the booze. We're gonna make all the booze.
Felina, no. Because
Hannah, yes. Hannah, free molasses.
Hannah, free molasses. Okay. Well, if you were on the like way further out, then maybe you would have done this. But let's talk about it for a second. Some people think, fermentation wouldn't have done this. Like it wouldn't have caused this. Like this was just already the result of like super thin walls and bad rivets. Mm-hmm. But then again, think about it, like it had lasted for 4 years. So there's some sort of factors going on here with the weather, I feel.
Yeah.
I think, and maybe it wasn't fermentation, but still, like, I feel like that sort of temperature change could cause just a reaction as well.
Yeah.
I don't know. Now, molasses is apparently, Felina, sorry.
Hannah.
I'm just like stuck on it now. Molasses is 1.5 times denser than water, which means this flood technically was more like a landslide than it was water, because it's almost like, I think it's like 40%, like 1.5 times is like 40%, 50% thicker than water. Mm-hmm. So you're having almost like, I guess, a mud-like consistency.
Yeah.
Landslide, mudslide, whatever, come into the city.
I'd still be scooping it.
Yes.
I'd strain it.
Yeah, because everyone's like, when I was reading all these, like, oh, you think of molasses as slow because it's thick and you're pouring it out and it's pretty slow. But no.
Not when there's 2.3 million gallons.
Not when there's this much weight behind it. So the flood of molasses, Felina, bursts out into the north end of Boston at 35 miles per hour.
Holy crap.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what do we compare that to? Like, 35 miles per hour is
That's faster than the speed limit in my neighborhood.
Right. And apparently the molasses reached,
on live television before.
I know, reached about 15 to 25 feet in its initial wave. So this thing was like
so it devoured houses.
Devoured houses, yes.
Oh my gosh.
A train was taken off the tracks. She just laughing. No, that wouldn't be good. You're in a train and then...
How'd you get derailed? A wave of molasses?
Molasses? Hopefully it was just like, I think it was just one of those... like, I don't think it had like passengers on it. I think it was more, you know, like one of the ones I was transferring.
If it had passengers on it, that's still though. You just see a wave of molasses coming at you. You're like, sticky.
You're like, what is that?
That's pretty sweet.
Pretty sweet, pretty good.
At least I can eat it while I wait to.
Well, exactly. You would think. I bet people did not eat molasses after this for like forever. So it cracked the steel beams of the tracks too. Okay. Buildings pushed off their foundations.
Oh my gosh. The steel beams?
The steel beams of the tracks cracked. The buildings pushed off their foundations, including a firehouse. Killed humans and animals by suffocation.
Oh, yeah, that would...
Because
you can't swim in molasses.
If you get caught in it, like if you got hit by that first wave, you're like done for. Because you can't it trapped them and they suffocated. People got thrown into the harbor. Apparently, like
at
into
least
the
they
water.
Could wash it off.
Yes, that person survived.
Yeah.
And then I think 12 horses and many cats and dogs passed away, Felina, which is very sad.
Sad.
So all this is happening. The thing burst. It happened so fast.
It suffocated people and 12 horses and a lot of cats and dogs died.
I'm a horrible person. I'm sorry.
Sad.
It just makes me so sad because I mean it makes me sad with the people too, but like just like thinking of the little animals, like not knowing what's happening. It just
the people didn't know what was happening either. They were like, "What the heck?
What is this?" The people didn't see it happening.
Sitting in their living room,
I know,
watching Ye Old Tube.
No, it was 1919.
And listening to Ye Old Radio.
Like there is now a flood of molasses heading your way.
No, not even like they wouldn't even have that warning because it just burst. So like,
no,
you know, they're just sitting there,
enjoying their day. Enjoying their day.
What day of the week was it? Were the men at work or were they at home?
They were at work. They were at work. It was
so women and children died basically.
Yeah. Well, no, because a lot of the people that died were the ones working near that area.
Oh, darn.
So, but
you're just trying to make a living to feed your family, and the next thing you know, you're suffocating on molasses.
Yeah. That's what I was saying.
What a sweet way to die.
What a sweet. I mean, at least it's iconic. You know, not everyone can say they died.
How did he die? He drowned in molasses.
Okay, Felina's making this a joke. No, for real. It is kind of like...
Could you imagine having to tell someone, my husband died? No. How did he die? I'm so sorry. He drowned in molasses.
He drowned in molasses. Like, what the heck? What the heck, guys? So there's like ships in the harbor and things like that. And there's like cadets from a certain ship nearby that came to help. The Red Cross came to help.
Right,
the police, firemen.
All the people.
Yeah, so the sailors at first are like...
How do you even help in that situation?
Well, they're just looking for survivors. Okay. In the like, once it settles, they're trudging through like knee deep molasses, which is like hard to move through. I would imagine. It's
like quicksand.
Yeah. So they're looking for survivors, helping people, whatever. Apparently like 21 people lost their lives. So it could have been
not that. Okay. Well, yes, that's for those 21 people.
Yes.
And those 21 people's family, but that's not as bad as I thought you were.
Well, but there were 150 that were injured in addition to the 21 that died. So, yes, like at least it could have been a lot higher death count, I feel. It could have been. But probably depending on where you were standing. But here's the sad thing, the very sad thing. The majority of those, who passed away were, like I said, were like drivers and laborers in the wharf area or the paving yards, which I think were like the other buildings around the molasses tank. So like a lot of the workers, because they were there. And then two 10-year-old children were killed in the incident.
Oh, that's sad.
I know. Apparently they were like I don't remember. I read one where they were like coming home from school for lunch because it was like happened like around 12:30, or they were like collecting firewood for their family or something. And obviously like kids went around this tank. That's another thing is like kids were like obviously like stealing molasses from.
They were going home for lunch. You mean they were going to try and get
they were going
molasses.
to try and get molasses. Yeah. So they were killed as well as like some firemen were killed. So a lot of that was the people who were working near. So like the initial wave was the really bad thing, but cleaning it, Felina.
Oh, how do you even
Proved grueling.
How do you even clean that?
Yeah. It took them a while, but they finally figured out that salt water like broke down the molasses pretty well. So they started doing that, and then I think they like pushed it into the drains of the city and all that, and like got it out of there. But
Talk
they
about
like
a clogged toilet. Good lord.
for real. But they were like pumping the water from the harbor. Like so, thankfully they were figured out. Oh, we can just get the water from the from the harbor. It was said that there was like a brown hue like days and days after, and the smell lingered for like weeks, which I can imagine. It smelled
really good.
It probably did smell really good, but I don't know, like, you know when something good mixes with like, you know when you spray that stuff in the bathroom and it mixes with the poop smell? I feel like that's probably what it did with the city, like mingled with the city airs, and was probably, it might have been, I don't know, it might have smelled good, it might have been gross. No, Felina.
Now, Hannah.
You know what entailed afterward? A lawsuit.
Oh,
obviously.
Get that money.
Right? So Purity Distilling Company / United States Industrial Alcohol, whichever one. I think it was USIA because they were the ones who owned Purity Distilling. Tried to create a diversion from themselves. Like, oh, actually, this tank, it exploded from the outside. There were some anarchists who planted a bomb on the outside.
Whatever.
And, yeah. And said that it was, it was a cause of outside forces. Now, when in reality, Felina, I can't stop saying your name now. When in reality, they already knew it was leaking because the residents had complained.
They had to repair it.
Yeah, they had to repair it. They had to paint it brown. I did read that their excuse was like, oh, during World War I, we had like received some anonymous threats about like some guy saying I'm gonna use dynamite on the tank or whatever. But whatever.
It's not World War I anymore.
Yeah, so they're like, it was definitely someone. But even before, one of their own employees had like either brought pieces of the metal to them or like shown them pieces of the metal. I don't know if they were there with him or he like literally like we said, like I don't know if they were like chunks flaking off or something, but he brought it and was like, listen, this is unsafe. Like this is not good.
Yeah.
And the company's executive's response, this is one I read in one article that said their response to their employee was, the tank still stands, which seems like an omen of being like, oh, it still stands? Like, well, what if it doesn't? Which is exactly what happened. The tank still stands.
Yeah.
No biggie. It's working now. Literally, you had to paint the thing. Paint it.
To hide the fact that it was leaking.
Yeah.
Talk about how horrible. Yeah. You know what would suck is having the job to clean that thing.
No, for real. Clean it and to be one of the people who had to clean the city afterward.
Yeah. That would really, really suck.
I wonder how much of the city it covered. I don't think I looked that up. I mean, 2.3 million gallons.
I mean, if it was a 15-foot high wave.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was 2.3 million.
Initial wave?
Yeah.
And then 2.3 million gallons. It covered quite a bit of the
I would think. I wonder if I could figure it out. But
probably.
So yes. So and other workers over time had told them, hey, we hear like rumbling from it all the time. And it's leaking. So they were aware. It was not some anarchist with a bomb. And why would you bomb a molasses tank?
Nobody would bomb a molasses unless
if you knew, I guess, that it could be used for weapons like during the war. It could be, I guess, an anarchist plot.
But the war was over.
Yeah, the war was over at this point. Now they were just coming out of it. Like I think it ended in 1918, right? So, but but during the time when they got it, it probably was World War I too. Now that I'm thinking about it, because it had been like I don't know if it was like a few years prior or like sometime during World War I.
Well, yeah, they got it then, but like, it didn't blow up until
it didn't blow up until
after the war.
Yeah. So it doesn't make sense. Okay, so obviously, excuse me, the North End residents of Boston, the locals, sued the company. The suit lasted for like over 5 years, as these things do.
They love to drag them on. They were probably trying to be like, no, you can't justify your legal fees.
Yeah.
Because it's gone on for so long.
Right.
And they were like, no, we are homeless now. So
No,
please.
for real. For real. And they were already like super poor. Like this was the poor part of the neighborhood. Also, a lot of Italian immigrants and residents were in this part. So it was mostly Italians. And at this time, apparently they were not accepted very well into society, which is absolutely crazy, guys. This is absolutely crazy because I guess like there had already been Irish immigrants, and then finally they were like, the people who lived in the area were fine with the Irish immigrants, but not fine with the Italian immigrants.
Yeah.
And so they lived in the very poor part of town where essentially like it was obviously just a lot of Italian families because they were like, we can band together and like, you know,
right. It's
try to make a living
and your
and
culture too. It's
yeah,
like,
exactly. So
these people get you.
I think there is like a little Italy still like there in that area, which is so cool. I love Italian people. I love Italian culture. I have Italian roots way back.
She is Italian.
I am very loud. I am very much of Italian descent. But it's just sad because like the reason why they also built it there is like no one's gonna say anything to, you know, because they what can they do?
They can't
what can
do
they
anything.
do? They can't do anything. So it was decided finally in 1925 there was like an auditor who like was reviewing the whole cases. I read somewhere that like the closing arguments took like 11 weeks or something, I think. Like just the closing arguments.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So he decided like obviously that the company was indeed responsible for the whole debacle.
As
obviously,
we all know.
they knew prior that there were things going on. And so they were responsible for the lives and property lost. And that it was not something on the outside of the tank that caused it to fail. So they had to pay, I think about a little bit over $600,000 after the lawsuit, which equals today about like 10.5 million.
Okay, I was like 600,000 really isn't that much, but for the amount of people who were affected
1925 by it. But like I think it went to like probably the injured and the people who died. I think it was like 7,000 per family, which doesn't seem like a lot, but like probably during that time, I don't know how much 7,000 is, but like that's a bit for that time.
Yeah.
If 600,000 equals 10 million, like that's a decent amount of money. Obviously not worth someone's life, but
no.
So, but it still took them 5 years. So like they didn't have somewhere to live. Where did they go? I mean, they probably went to like family and stuff.
Well, either family or they probably had like, they probably set up some like shelters that like people could go to and
like the Red Cross.
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably. Okay, so apparently, I keep saying apparently too.
And apparently.
And apparently, so this catastrophe, you know how you said, oh yeah, that's probably why you can't build it in a residential neighborhood anymore?
Yeah.
It did inspire the U.S. to make reforms in the way they oversaw industries because this was not a thing before. So,
well, they were like, we just lost $10 million, basically.
Well, and literally probably aren't going to be a great company that people are going to go to here on out.
And also all of that product too.
Right.
You have to replace that.
And they were probably almost, at the time, if they were spending $10 million, they're probably almost going, World War II was 40s, right? So they still had a little bit of time. I didn't know if they were going into,
time.
Yeah.
They had some time.
I didn't know if they were also going into the Second War, but they were about to enter the Great Depression. So they lost a lot of money. Yeah. So this caused the U.S. to put in place more safe practices and regulations, such as engineers signing off on plans and architects having their work reviewed.
Yes.
Not by an accountant.
Not accountants.
And building inspections happening. So, I mean, probably like, I don't know what we call it now, but I mean, even we get our houses inspected and like businesses obviously have to pass all this sort of things before they can even operate. So,
well, not even before they get, like while they're operating.
We get inspections. Yeah. So that is one good thing that happened out of this. And I haven't heard of this incident, this molasses flood. I don't know if you hadn't either, right?
No.
Apparently, like lots of people haven't because, first of all, the damage was to the working class and the working class's businesses. There was no one of social standing that was affected. Yeah. So like BS, but also
BS,
like BS guys. And like I talked about,
I'll say it. That's bullshit.
It is. A lot of them were of Italian descent, which is also bullshit.
That's racist.
It's racist. And it was also overshadowed. World War I had just happened. Apparently, the Great Depression. Yes. And the 19th Amendment was being put into place, which was the right for women to vote. So like that was a huge thing during the time. And then apparently there was like a Spanish flu pandemic that was going on. So like all these things kind of overshadowed this whole thing happening. But I'm like, how can you ignore a molasses tank?
We should become one history class. We should go to the high school. We should be like, we will teach a history class. And we teach the fun stuff.
Yes! The molasses, the meat showers.
Yes.
What else have we talked about? That woman who got revenge because those people killed her husband. When she that Olga lady I talked about, and
the
she
pirate?
the pirate, yes, but then there was also that other one where she went and burned their houses and killed all the people and had the birds fly and drop things. Do you remember that? It was part of my Restretto rambles.
I have slept since then.
I know.
Oh, it was a part of a Restretto ramble?
Yes, that's probably why you don't remember it.
Not a chance I remember
Not
it.
a chance.
Because you gave me multiple topics, so
Yes.
I had multiple things going on.
And it is said that decades later, even today, I think they said that the locals can still catch the scent of molasses in the air during warm days, but I don't think that's true.
I don't think that's true.
They say that. And I do have a picture of some of the damage if you would like to see.
I would love to see some of the damage. That sounded bad.
Yeah, I know. I would love to see some of the damage.
I would love to see damage. Holy crap. It just, okay, here's what I'm looking at here. There is a building that clearly is no longer standing.
I think that...
or maybe that's where the tank was.
Is the tank... Yeah, I think there's a folded metal thing.
Yeah.
That might be where the tank was.
That might be where the tank was. There is all kinds of debris, literally everywhere, and it looks like everybody's kind of walking on oil.
Yeah, but it was
it's a black and white photo, you guys.
It is a little hard to see.
1900s.
It's a little hard to see. That's why all the pictures were a little hard to see, but you can see all the stuff on the ground.
Yeah, there's just you can see all this debris. There's chunks of, well, that's an edge, so that can't possibly be a part of the tank. That's a part of a building or something. It almost looks like a boatyard.
Yes. Well, it's by the harbor, I think.
I know, but it almost looks like a boatyard that there was
that got
a storm
destroyed.
That came through it.
It says that you're good.
Here you go, sorry.
It says just by a quick search with Google AI, unfortunately, that it covered several city blocks with the vicious wave reaching depths of 2 to 3 feet in some areas. I think that means where and when it was standing still, not the way. The exact acreage isn't specified. Oh,
Gosh,
whoa.
God
This is the
bless.
surge, a 25 foot high, 160 foot wide wave of molasses.
Whoa.
Dang.
Well, you also have to think too, yes, you think of molasses as being slow,
But not when it's that. Go ahead.
not when it's that what?
That much, the force.
Yeah, the force of it, but also if they had just topped it off.
True.
And there was already that warm molasses, then it was already a little bit thinner than it usually is.
It warmed up the cold stuff. When that's true.
Yeah.
It thinned it a little bit.
Also, if you hear my dogs, because I hear them.
They're jangling.
That's just my dogs. And you know what? They just wanted to say, hey, so leave them alone.
Also, apparently these are the ambulances.
They're so small.
They're so small. Oh my gosh.
They're so rinky dinky.
Yeah. It's just what the heck? I didn't even know about this.
That's wild. I
Come on,
still
sorry.
would have scooped up some of the molasses.
Oh, for sure.
No lie.
No lie. If you're just walking by and it's on the outskirts of the city, it's just
especially with the prohibition. I mean, I would have
been the prohibition thing.
Let's everybody go take a cup.
I hope.
Take your tumblers, fill them up.
I hope that all the Italian immigrants in that area went and got all that molasses.
And then they were booming.
Because they at least deserve something from this.
Exactly. Maybe that's where maybe they sold some alcohol and were here, live in this house. We got it for you.
We'll make some rum while we're waiting because you guys screwed us over. Screwed us over. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is obviously just the moral of the story is
build things correctly.
Shoddy workmanship.
If something looks like it's breaking, don't just paint it.
Us in our house, we'll just cover it with paint.
Well, it's not breaking.
Right. We'll just cover it with paint.
Don't just paint it. Fix it and then paint it.
Yes, this is true. This is true. Yeah. So that's my story for you all today.
Be decent.
Maybe a little bit more. I mean, still devastating, but a little bit more lighthearted after our Zodiac episode. Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. It's still kind of devastating.
I feel like it didn't go that bad with the Zodiac episode.
No. It was fine. I'm just starting the new year out, guys, with a serial killer, and then with some molasses flood,
and then more death.
Yes, I'm so sorry.
If you guys have any conspiracies or weird history like the molasses flood in Massachusetts, in Boston, you can reach out to us at lattespodcast@gmail.com. You can reach us on Facebook and Instagram under Lattes on My Mind, or you can comment on any of our posts on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Audible, or YouTube.
Yes. And also submit your animals for us to look at. The animal of the week.
We want more.
Yeah, we haven't had any these past 2 weeks because it is our first time starting back up. But I'm sure we'll have some.
We've been pretty busy.
We've been pretty busy.
Yeah, so.
Holidays and all that. So
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So
moral of the story. Don't live near a molasses plant.
No.
Don't build a molasses plant next to a residential town.
Right.
And if you do happen to have a molasses flood in your town, make sure you scoop up all
Get
the
those
molasses.
Cups. Get those pails.
And make some alcohol with it.
Exactly.
To get yourself through it.
Maybe some gunpowder.
Yeah. Self-defense.
Yeah.